We're halfway through the year. Unfortunately, the only words I could express with this is simply frustration. Pure and utter frustration. Mostly due to YouTube, but also due to my own channel's problems. I may as well get on with it because why the hell not, you know? Besides, I've been trying to get this script in, so let's do it. I'm MegamanNG. I welcome you to my monthly update for July 2025. It's a big one and for good reason, since right now, I'm shedding my shell. There's kind of a reason for it anyway, you know? This update is a big one, so I recommend you guys give this a watch. I mean it, since it kind of relates with what might happen if things don't change. Now then, as always, before we begin, I wish to say that if you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that bell. I keep saying this every time, whether it be in the beginning of my videos or in the end. I'm going to keep saying it again and again. What you see here is the watch time for the month of June. I do want to say that it was better than May, but not by much. As of June, around 78% of our watch time has been from non-subscribers. The rest, though, come from subscribers. I want it to be increased, improved on. But given what I had to endure this month alone, all it does is irritate me. That's what I get for having OCD, aka obsessive compulsive disorder. Plus, after doing this for almost 19 years, and I know I'll repeat this, I'm truthfully at my wit's end. If 2025 is the year where my channel breaks, then I'm done. I quit. I don't want that to happen. Ever. Let's begin with real talk, and this is something that I should have done sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, I became aware of this recently, and all this does simply irritate me. How? Well, let me tell you. Basically, I got exposed. I got called out. That's the topic of my real talk for today. Want to know what went down? I'll tell you. This whole thing began 6 months ago on my own Discord server where, due to a plethora of incidents, my moderators had to kick out someone who I considered to be one of my supporters. The person I speak of is Warp Chaos. He was one of my longest supporters on my YouTube channel, but then 6 months ago he cut ties with me. Why? Because I was unable to rein in one of my mods, so he decided to take it out on me, said some things that really got me mad, and basically cut ties with me. He even has the gall to compare me to DSP, aka Phil Burnell. That's a topic for another day. He says that I play older games that don't attract that many viewers, and he even says that I attracted furries. Then I remembered exactly who he refers to. Kid Danger. Jesus. I actually responded to his video, and all it did was lead to a bitter spat. I told my server about it, and let's just say that it went as expected. I mean, seriously. All this did was got me thinking. It got me thinking about how and why I haven't done enough. Sure, I've been doing this since September 2006. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't want to change. I've always followed what I've done because it works for me. Not even the likes of Avatar Yaya can tell me otherwise. Yeah, I said it. I still haven't forgotten. I'm stubborn. Stubborn like a mule. I don't want to change for anyone, and that would mean giving up my identity. Or rather, what I would say is, I don't want to change for anyone. And if I did, it would mean giving up my identity. YouTube nowadays is all about content that is short, edited, and filled with crazy stuff. My content isn't brain-dead content. It's long form. Sometimes they are edited mostly to remove background noise and the like. The only time I ever had to make an edited video was when I did the demo for Onimusha 2. It was a pain. And it was not fun to do. Warp says that I asked for money. I begged for it. So what? YouTube ain't getting any better, and the algorithm is only going to make things harder for creators like myself. I'm basically one of the old guard, and with how the website is being run by idiots, it's no surprise. That and other factors too. I could say then, but I ain't. Only one person has supported me and has continued to do so. If I had more like him, then I wouldn't need to resort to this desperation. I only have 2 channel members currently, and I'm hoping to get more. I'm doing anything and everything to keep this channel going. And speaking of which, you wonder why I've been doing a lot of older games, right? One of which is due to playthrough requests, and the other is that games nowadays just suck. I mentioned this already in my community tab, but I'm going to mention this here. Gaming nowadays suck. Nowadays we see games consist of the following. Narrative-driven AAA games that feel like interactive movies. Always online live service games that are filled with microtransactions. Games created by people that want to push politics down our throats. Censored remasters of older games, mostly from companies to hide their shame of what they did. And games that keep getting released year after year that feel the same, like sports games like Madden. And in most cases, games getting denied Western releases for one reason or another. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. It's why I made the decision to shift my focus toward older games. I don't care if they don't give me the viewership I need. At least older games treat the gamer like a person and not as someone to be pandered. Not to mention, many of these games still hold up. I'm serious. Given that many of my videos don't even reach 100 views in a single day, it don't matter. I do what I can. What Warp Chaos did was messed up. All because I didn't take his side when it came to an incident months ago. That, and it seemed that he had a disdain towards one of my moderators. It's pretty obvious. So yeah, I'll leave the link in the description and where you can watch it and decide for yourselves. To think that this person would actually go and do something like this just fills me with disappointment. But hey, I can't please everyone. I do what I can, and if I can't, then I accept it and move on. That was a lot bigger than I thought, but I want to let y'all know what's up. Believe me. June was filled with a lot that I was able to complete, and a lot that I was able to start up. Well, so if you want to know what I did, here are the details. First is Yakuza Kiwami 2, the Majima Saga. I did finish Yakuza Kiwami 2, but there was a loose end that needed to be tied. The Majima Saga. It wasn't long, just 3 chapters, and I'm thankful that I was able to get it done. Sadly, part 3 was claimed. I'm fine with it because all it does is serve a purpose. Overall, I had fun with Yakuza Kiwami 2, along with the side story. Sadly though, the rest of the games is where my patience will be flat out tested. Next is Xenoblade Chronicles X, the definitive edition. 10 years ago, I covered this game on the Nintendo Wii U. It was a journey. A hell of a journey. 10 years later, I ended up doing it again, this time on the Switch. The thing is, this is a special playthrough request. Why? Because my girlfriend got me this game for my birthday. The moment I got it, the moment I knew that I would have to get it done. I have to. At least this time, the story reaches its conclusion. Will I plan to do the other Xenoblade games? Who knows? Who knows indeed. Next is Okami HD. If anyone asks, I got this game done already, and this is hard to put into words. It's a game that you need to experience for yourself. I did, and I would like to thank Big Cammy 007 for requesting me to do this. I had a lot of fun going through this game, and there were times that I was about to choke up into tears. Those times were worth it. Absolutely worth it. To everyone who saw and commented on my playthrough, thank you. It means a lot. Last but not least is Yakuza 3 Remastered. I know you guys aren't looking forward to me doing this, but here's the deal. This is all part of my year of Yakuza, aka Year of Like a Dragon as it were. I've already conquered 3 of these games, and now I'm heading into the remastered trilogy. They consist of Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5. Those will be tough, but I will persevere. I started with Yakuza 3 on the last day of June. I only hope that you guys can show your support for it. But judging by the previous playthroughs, that may not be likely. With that, this is what happened for the month of June. I got stuff done. Started new stuff, but sadly, things only are going to go downhill. I'm saving my thoughts for that later. With May behind us, seriously, or rather June, my apologies, time for me to detail what's going down for the month of July 2025. The first is Okami HD. I already mentioned earlier that I've completed this game. You will be seeing the rest of this playthrough. I promise you that the journey isn't a pretty one. Once it's over, I know for a fact that I'll be ready for the sequel and then some. The instant it does arrive, the instant I will cover it. That's a promise. Next is Yakuza 3 Remastered. I started this in the end of June, and I know for a fact that viewership for it is going to be awful. Have you seen my previous playthroughs of the series? Yeah. May know better by the fact that Yakuza 3, aka Like a Dragon 3, is not going to be fun, especially since there are things that flat out drag. So my playthrough will not be long, but I will make sure that I get it done. I feel like I'm a broken record, but you can guess what I'll say next. Next, or rather last, is Captain Blood. Like with Okami HD, this is a request playthrough. I actually did a first hour video of the game. Now I'm going to do a full playthrough, and I'm going to see the whole thing through to its end. I'm also going to be judging the game on my own terms. I've read review sites on how it's kind of meh, but not me. I find the game as a nod of the Greek era of God of War. I really look forward to covering this game. And that's pretty much it. That's what you're going to get for the month of July. Just to let you know, these things can change on a whim without warning. One thing I will say is that I will return to Astrobot. Yes, July 10th. Guess my work with it is not finished yet, because there are 5 new levels. All I ask from you guys is to at least show your support. That's all that matters. Now we reach this chapter. I need to talk about this because let me tell you, I am not happy with what YouTube has been doing. Or to put it in a better term, what is YouTube even doing? Over the past few months, YouTube has been doing things that I find to be really questionable. I'm only focusing on 3 major points, or rather 4, that got my attention. So listen up. Up first is their war against ad blockers. I don't use ad blockers when I go on YouTube. I know many of you that do, but to YouTube it means that you're not only causing creators to lose money, but that's against the terms of service. YouTube wastes no time implementing new measures to make sure people either disable ad blockers or risk not going to see videos. I find it dumb. Dumb because there are much bigger problems on this site than combating against ad blockers. Besides, people will find a way around it and use YouTube as it should. But then YouTube will block that and then people will find another way. It's meaningless. It's dumb and it's a waste of resources. The second has been the most recent. I know not everyone uses this, but as someone who has been creating content since 2006, this is important to me. Since June 26, YouTube has stopped sending emails to creators when they either receive comments, replies, or hearts. Whenever I receive an email letting me know someone commented, that makes me happy. It makes me happy knowing that there are people that still watch my videos to this day. But YouTube, for whatever reason, deprecated the feature. Basically, they stopped doing it and made everyone have to use the Studio app if they want to know. I find that dumb. Absolutely dumb. A feature that has been around since the website's inception is now retired. I don't get that many comments on YouTube, but when I do get an email telling me someone did, it makes me glad. With that gone, a part of YouTube dies with it. It sucks, and it sucks even more for smaller creators as well. In my opinion, it's a bad move from YouTube. Very bad move. The third, well, forcing ads on videos, especially on videos where ads are already placed. You know what I see that as? Desperation. They are flat out desperate. It's also kind of a reason why some people haven't been watching my videos. They would watch it and then boom, 6 ads within the first 10 minutes. This is wrong. I mean, Jesus. I know YouTube's desperate for ad revenue, but maybe they should cool it down. Not to mention, it's kind of the reason people use ad blockers to begin with. Cause and effect, right? I don't mess with that, but I may have to actually do something about it. Jeez, being a creator is a pain, and it doesn't help that this website keeps making bad decision after bad decision. I can go on, but I got one more of these to talk about. Last but not least is something I recently found out. Yep, YouTube's getting into the AI craze with AI-generated content. I don't have the right words, nor do I have the right feeling for this. There has been a rise of AI-generated videos on YouTube, and I mean a lot. To be fair, YouTube has protections in place when it comes to AI, but the fact that this has been allowed only tells one thing. It's inevitable that AI will end up becoming the norm, and I don't like it. AI should be used as a means to assist people, not replace them. I know for sure that AI will become the norm, but I will never use AI for any reason. I'm old-fashioned. Hard work always pays off. Always have, always will. The moment YouTube decides to have AI be the norm is the moment that I say I'm done. These are just some examples of my beef with this website. Hell, my viewership over the past few months have been on the decline. It's not just me. I even spoke with some other creators. And yeah, there's no end in sight. If you see this screenshot, then you can tell. Viewership's dropping. Even watch time is dropping too. If you see these, then you know. To be fair, June has done slightly well in watch time, but viewership hasn't. And I'm worried that things are going to get worse. Although, to be fair, this whole thing's been happening ever since last year. I apologize if I have to post this, but yeah, I need to be sure you guys are aware. As I mentioned this to a friend, this is my job. If this dies, then my YouTube career dies with it. I want things to get better, not worse. But given what's going on with this website and what the people behind it are doing, I wouldn't be surprised if things do get worse. Before I continue, I want to say that if you made it this far, thank you. It means a lot to me, honestly. It's not every day I get to make an update be this long, but for the sake of things, I gotta make sure to see it all through. Let us continue. Now comes the last chapter before the end, and it's the obligatory playthrough request update. You guys know that recently I've done request playthroughs where anyone who donates can request me to cover whatever they like. So far, only 2 people have done so. I was hoping to get more, but I guess the minimum requirement kind of turned people off. That's a bummer because, truth be told, there is another reason why I decided to do it. It has to do with YouTube, of course. You guys know I saved up money for an entire year to get a new HP Omen laptop. Surprisingly, I succeeded, and since then I've been working harder than ever. Now my priority has shifted, and I'm focused on saving up money. A Switch 2 is one such reason, but the other being with my tech itself. I'm saving up to get a new external HDD so I can store my videos. I always have to archive everything. Not only that, but I need to get a new laptop cooling pad. The one I had for so long had died, and now I need to get a new one. Seriously, it just died and it aggravates me. Thankfully, it's only $20, so no biggie. Considering that gaming is getting more expensive, like say $80 for a game, yeah, I need to pace my spending. What brings up why I decided to do these? My backlog isn't going to empty itself. That and it'll hopefully provide my channel with a sense of variety. I'm currently doing Yakuza as part of my year of Yakuza / Like a Dragon. I got a whole load of other games I want to do, but I also wonder what you guys want me to see. The other reason why I made this requirement is because YouTube revenue has been awful throughout this year, if you're seeing from this screenshot right now. June was better, but given that it's been like it for a while, I need a boost. Seriously, that's kind of the reason. I mean, I got called out for it. What's the worst that can happen? So what you see here is the current list. Okami HD is done, and the only games remaining that are requested by Big Cammy 007 are Captain Blood and the Gex Trilogy. You may notice that there's another, right? Well, it seems that someone else has decided to join in. Sir Kratos 77 wanted me to do the Red Dead Redemption 2. Who am I to say no? But there's going to be one more added to this, and it's something that I kind of dread. Life is Strange. And not just Life is Strange, but 4 of them. Before the Storm, the first game, Life is Strange 2, and True Colors. Someone's wanting me to do this for some time. And truth is, I need to get this off my chest now, because there's a reason why I dread it. I'm not a fan of Life is Strange. I do find the games interesting. The reason why Life is Strange doesn't interest me is this. Part of the reason is that it deals with some serious subject matter that I don't think my audience can handle. The other reason is that this series is now tainted. Tainted because of one reason. Life is Strange Double Exposure. Double Exposure is the result of Square Enix getting their feet dipped into some serious messed up stuff. Want to know what I mean by that? Simple. Sweet Baby Inc. They're a consulting company that has a negative reputation, as any game or company they worked on flat out sucks. Sadly, Double Exposure became a victim of it. Made no better is that Square Enix has an ethics department, and they are determined to try to appeal to global audiences. Well, here is a line I always say when it comes to this stuff. When you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. This was the result. Double Exposure flopped, and flopped hard. So much so that the devs behind it, Don't Nod, suffered layoffs. A lot of layoffs. To Square Enix, it was yet another blow for them. But for those freaks at SBI, they got what they wanted. They didn't care if it meant ruining another company for the sake of profits. They don't care. The whole appeal to a modern audience is a recipe for disaster. So yes, Double Exposure is on my playthrough blacklist. You will not see me do a playthrough of that. Don't ask. But the other games, I will do. Starting with the first game, I'm going by release order. Sorry if I veered off from this. Stuff like this is the reason why gaming sucks and why I choose to play older games. If you want your own playthrough request, please donate to my PayPal. You can use like an alias when you do decide to donate. And $50 is the minimum. Though if you send 100, you get a request and a shout out. But if it's 400, which I know no one's going to pull that off, you'll get a year shout out and 4 requests. Unlike Phil Burnell, I get things done. I always have, and I always will. So now we reach the end. To be fair though, this script is long, around 8 pages, and part of me is inspired to do more of these. We're halfway through the year and all I can do is keep on pushing. I want things to get better, not worse. I say this and you're probably going to expect me to say this a lot. If 2025 is the year this breaks, then I'm done. Yeah, I messed up. But I should mention that YouTube is my job, and I have every reason to be worried. I never want to change for anyone. If I ever do decide to change, it's only for my sake and no one else. Also, if you've made it this far, thank you. It means a lot to me, since trying to get your attention is the most difficult thing. Why else do you think I try my damnedest to do this? You know, my impression CTR on every video I've done is always around less than 1%. I'm not kidding. I always say this many times over, and I will say it again. If you enjoyed this video or any of my content, please be sure to do these 5 simple things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. It helps a lot, especially hitting that thumbs up button. I actually want this and every single video to do well in the algorithm. More people liking that means that I can get this video out there. Do you want to be more awesome? Please consider being a channel member by hitting the join button below. We have 2 members currently, and I wish we can have more. We had 3, but one of them just ended their membership. Besides, more members mean you guys get shoutouts at the end of every single video that I upload. You notice why there's always a thanks for watching at the end? I always shout out to my channel members. And besides, it's only $5 a month. If you can't, you can always donate to my PayPal. Playthrough requests are still open, so if you're interested, you can donate there. Be sure to read all the info in the description. And one more thing. All of this is not mandatory. It's never mandatory. But it is appreciated if you can help out. Besides, I'm almost at my 19th year doing this and I want to keep on going. July is where things are starting to get hot. But with how my channel is going, it already is. Heading hot into hell, and I only hope you guys can be there for the ride. Your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget that I will be responding to every comment you guys make. It's high time I show that I'm not always silent. I'm doing what I can, after all. That's it. I'm done. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. I hope the rest of the year can get better. Oh, who am I kidding? This is YouTube. It ain't gonna get any better. It's only gonna get worse. Trust me. I know.